Today we're looking at pruning roses, and in particular standard roses, and Jason from Magic Garden Roses is going to show us how to do it. We'll be demonstrating on some iceberg roses. Jason's using electric secateurs. You don't need those, you can use ordinary secateurs and of course a pruning saw if you need to. At the end of the video we'll show you the results when these roses come back into flower, and we have a separate video on pruning bush or shrub roses.
The basics of it is first to just eliminate any spindly growth. So we're going to sort of take out a few of these bottom shoots, and then we're going to take out a bit of the spindly stuff in the centre of the plant as well. So that's the sort of stuff we're trying to eliminate, is that spindly growth, because all that's going to do is produce spindly growth. So we want to be leaving all these nice thick newer fresher shoots in, and just cutting all of those spindly, crappier growth shoots off. So the basics of it is to shape the plant as well. So once you start chopping these little bits and pieces out, you can then see the good and the bad shoots. So let's just get rid of a bit of this, and what we want to find, we want to be left with nice flat tops. So we don't want any spindly growth on the top of these shoots. So if we cut under all of that, then that now is going to throw out a nice water shoot from that solid cane there.
And you're not worrying too much about cutting back to buds?
No, none of that, so you don't have to worry about any of that. So angle cutting, cutting to an outward facing bud, any of that, just ignore any of that. We just want to shape the plant into sort of a rounded shape, eliminating all of these thinner spindly shoots. When we come to one like this, you're probably best off leaving these two up here rather than cutting underneath that, and just get rid of that bit of deadwood in there. So we've already sort of got that bit of a rounded shape at the front, and you just keep working your way around the plant, cutting the shoots to around 25-30 centimetres. So let's get rid of that one. Again, it's got a lot of sort of growth coming off it, so if we can just eliminate all of them, and that is pretty much it. So it's in that nice rounded sort of a shape. We've got nice flat tops on all of these shoots and no sort of spindly growth left. So you don't have to open up the centre of the plant either. If you've got a nice shoot coming across the middle, just leave it. Fruit trees you usually open up when you prune them, but not roses, so don't worry about that either. So no angle cutting, no looking for outward facing buds. It's basically shaping the plant into a nice rounded shape and just cutting all those spindly shoots off and leaving all the nice flat tops on them.
So all the stuff about the angle cuts,
rubbish,
right? Not worth.
Nah.
Not worth the effort.
Not at all. No, it's not. So
and when you don't cut down to a bud, it'll just die back a little bit to the bud.
You can see on the plant here already. There's so many shoots on these plants. Look, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. So,
and is this the same for other roses as well?
Yeah, same sort of deal. Yep, exactly. So
well, let's have a look at this fellow up here.
Yep. So again, let's start by just getting rid of a bit of the spindly growth. So we'll cut all of this out. So that's the sort of stuff we're trying to get rid of, and just taking it underneath all of that. So once you sort of make a start, you can sort of start looking at the rest of the plant and see what's good and what's not. So yeah, you don't have to be too fussy where you cut, as long as you've got a nice shape at the end and you've got rid of a lot of that spindly growth. That's pretty much the basics. So this shoot here, we're going to leave these nice shoots on the top rather than cutting underneath there.
Because they're nice, new, strong
They are,
growth.
exactly, yeah. So we'll get a bit of this bottom stuff out. So you don't want to be cutting them right back down to the graft either. So this rounded part down the base of the plant here is the graft area. And that does produce quite a lot of new water shoots as well. So, you know, never cut them back. We see people taking them back to basically a knuckle shape, you know, and it just ends up swelling up the graft of the plant here and making it harder to create new shoots. So yeah, if you just keep working around the plant. Now this bit of growth in here, it's a little bit older, so we're going to take all of that out. So you've really freed up that space and got rid of a lot of this older growth.
Which is all sort of a bit twisted and
It is,
contorted.
yeah. So now this area here can, you know, produce some more nice straighter shoots as well. So, and that's pretty much it again. So yeah, just look over the plant. Just take any you know, bits of dead wood out just to clean it up at the end. And that's pretty much what you do with this one here.
So that's an iceberg,
yes,
and it's certainly cut back to size.
Yep.
So this is winter. When would you fertilise these?
September. So we feed in September, December and February. So the plants this time of the year are dormant, so they don't really draw up fertilisers and stuff. So it's good to just give them a good prune. Once you start seeing them shoot early September, then you can go through and give them some dynamic lifter, sudden impact, anything that's organic we find works really good to fertilise them with. And
then again in early summer and sort of midsummer.
Yeah, we sort of say grand final time into September, Christmas time and Valentine's.
Right.
That's sort of when to feed them. Well, pretty much once each flush finishes, dehead it.
Yep.
And then you can fertilise them. And that's usually around those times of the year.
And with the icebergs, you'll get
three flushes. Yeah. Yep. So, but these are about well, coming up 5 years old. These plants now.
Yep.
So yeah, and they just keep going. They keep going. If you keep pruning them properly every winter, yeah, they last for quite a long time.
So just don't go right back to the graft and really take anything that's spindly.
Exactly. So you want to be left with all these nice, clean, green shoots, and just in that shape. Just, you know, put it into a nice rounded shape, and then that's pretty much it. So yeah, exactly.
So would we worry about that dead bit there?
No, you can. Yeah, you can get rid of that if you want, just to clean him up a little bit. But yeah, outside of that, get stuck into it, and there's nothing to it.
And these are the two iceberg roses that we pruned in the video. You can see that we've got the pink one and we've got the red one. You can see that we've got the pink iceberg over here and the red iceberg here. Now the interesting thing that these two are in their second flowering. Also, there's been some very hot days. So if we take a look at this red iceberg rose, you'll see this flower down here is a really nice red colour, but we move up to the top where the flowers have received a lot more sun and a lot more heat, and they're a lighter colour. The same thing is true of the pink icebergs. These ones here, hidden away underneath the foliage a bit. If you go up the top here though, they're much paler. You'll also see that there's lots and lots more buds coming onto these roses. Let's take a look at a few more roses that were pruned in exactly the same way. Now this is Alina. It's a really strong grower. You can see all the buds coming up on this. Again, it's in its second flowering, but look at the flowers on this. The white iceberg. Standard roses come in a huge range of colours. You've got your reds, pinks, wonderful apricot colours, yellows, magic purples. Back to these two. They're in their second flowering. There's masses of flowers on them, but there are still flower buds just beginning to open up. Good luck with pruning your roses. It's not as difficult as many people make out. Subscribe to the YouTube channel for regular updates on a whole range of gardening matters. And as always, good luck with your gardening.